What's good, y'all, and welcome to my review for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, ladies and gentlemen. Your boy just got back from the theater. I saw the movie in IMAX 3D, of course, as you guys know if you guys follow me on Twitter, because of the Avatar 2 trailer, which... the Avatar 2 trailer. Now, I'm going to say this right now. Y'all need, if y'all can, watch this movie in IMAX 3D just for the Avatar 2 trailer. The 3D itself for the actual movie is overall really good. I like the 3D. For Doctor Strange, that was pretty good. Nothing really that mind-blowing where you're like, you must see this movie in IMAX 3D, man. But I would recommend y'all do it just for the Avatar 2 trailer because the Avatar 2 trailer is fucking amazing, man. It's incredible. We'll talk more about the Avatar 2 trailer at the end of the video, after I get to the spoilers discussion and, of course, my main review, which, if I remember, I'll put time codes if you guys just want to skip over to what I thought of the Avatar 2 trailer, if I remember to, so hopefully I will, I don't know. But, yeah, man, I adore this movie. It is, without a doubt, yes, my favorite MCU movie. I might even say I like this more than Logan. Low-key, because of Sam Raimi. But we'll talk more about my man Sam Raimi later on in the video. But yeah, man, watch the movie in IMAX 3D if you can, just for the Avatar 2 trailer. It's worth it, man. The trailer looked fucking amazing, but we'll talk more about that later, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let us jump right in. So the movie is, of course, directed by the man, the myth, the legend, the GOAT! Sam Raimi stars Elizabeth Olsen, Benedict Cumberbatch, Zauchili, however the fuck you say her name, Gomez. I don't know how to pronounce her first name. I'm sorry. Rachel McAdams, and of course, and many more. And the plot of Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness is Doctor Strange and multiversal fuckery. I am not going to give you anything more than that because unless you know, you guys know how I am with these type of movies, I will give you the most basic plot synopsis ever because unless you know them. Which, by the way, as you guys know, the movie's been out for a week now. This movie was a bitch to avoid spoilers for because they would keep popping up my recommended feed all the time. And of course, it was never the small scene. It would always be some of the more major scenes because of course they were. But yeah, we're not going to talk about that. And I want to set a benchmark for what I'm going to be doing for the Silk spoiler discussion. You guys know what I'm doing. I'm only going to be talking about shit that was shown off in the first two trailers. I am not going to be talking about anything else that was in that 30-second TV spot. We got a couple days before the movie's release, which obviously told us where Doctor Strange was taken to and basically spells out some of the cameo characters in here. I won't be talking about any of that stuff. We'll save all that for the spoilers discussion. But yeah, we're only going to talk about shit that was in the first two trailers. That's all we're going to talk about in the spoiler-free discussion. Everything else we'll talk about in the spoilers discussion, of course, and go over the post-credit scene and everything. And yeah, man. So yeah. Anyway, let's just jump right in. So, okay, the directing. We got to talk about my man Sam Raimi first. We need to talk about my man Sam Raimi. Holy fuck, this man goes hard in this movie. Yo, this is probably the most Sam Raimi movie I've ever seen. Now, I still have yet to see the Evil Dead movies. I know y'all are crucifying me, cursing me every name in the book that I am the massive Spider-Man guy who loves horse, still hasn't seen the first two of the Evil Dead movies. I know, I can already hear y'all rage in the keyboard. I will one day. I think they're on HBO Max. I'll probably watch them this Halloween. But yo, this movie, bro, the directing, yo. I know I've kind of mentioned this before with the Netflix series of Muna, but yo, this movie just reminds me, yo, the MCU is kind of basic with its directing most times. Like, listen, man. Like, I've mentioned this before. I'm not like high top where I'm kind of complaining about that sort of thing. I really even notice. Half the time, I'm not even paying attention to the directing or like the cinematography or anything for the MCU movies. I'm just enjoying the movie. I'm not really going in. I'm not really thinking about that kind of stuff when I'm watching. I'm not like high top with it, but like I said, when it really is pretty good, like it was in Moon Knight, the Netflix series, of course, here, I'm gonna mention being like, wow, the MCU is basic. It's kind of boring with its directing most times, man. But yeah, man, Sam Raimi is fucking insane in this movie, man. It is so colorful. The directing is god tier. I would say this man should get nominated for Best Directing at the Oscars, but we know he isn't. We know he isn't. So I'm not even going to get pissed off if he doesn't or demand the Academy to acknowledge him. I'm not, because I know it's not going to happen, so I'm not even going to bother because fuck the MCU, according to the Academy, unless your name is Black Panther for some reason. But yeah, man, the directing, Sam Raimi, This, I swear to God, like, yo, like, with how this man was going so hard, he was directing hard, you thought it was going to go out of style tomorrow, man. Legit, I thought this man was going so hard with the camera moves and everything. You thought this man had felt disrespected by all this recent, like, hate train of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. He's like, oh, y'all gonna diss me? Well, allow me to remind you who the fuck I am. Like, bruh, Sam Raimi, man, he goes in on this movie. It looks fucking incredible, man, and just, bruh. Sam Raimi, man, yo, listen, man. We know John Waltz has stepped down from Fantastic Four. If he's also going to be stepping down for Spider-Man 4 at the same else as well, we still don't know that for certain. But if he is, yo, bring my man Sam Raimi back in there, man. Let him get back at Spider-Man. Let my man go have that too, because I want more Sam Raimi in the MCU. Please, I hope this is not a one-and-done thing. I hope Sam Raimi does return if it's for Fantastic Four, although we might know who might be running that one now after this movie, which we'll talk more about that later on in the video, in the spoiler discussion. But with that, or if he maybe comes back and does Spider-Man 4, bro, I just want to see Sam Raimi do this again, man, because this movie is spectacular. This is without the best directed movie in the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe. There is no competition, man. Like, bro, this movie looks fucking incredible. It's so colorful. It looks so good. The camera is its own character, and there's so much cool shit that Sam Raimi does with it, man. Seriously. Sam Raimi, man, it's glad to see you back, man. Like, listen, I was there when I was 7 watching Spider-Man 3 in theaters, man. It's good to have him back, man. It's good to have him back in the director's chair, reminding us all why he is the best to have ever done this, man. Seriously. Shout out to him, man. GOAT. Just we eating good. 2 GOATs have come back to reclaim their thrones. Sam Raimi and James Cameron. It's going to be a good year, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a good motherfucking year, man. But, yeah. But yeah, that's all. That's what I gotta say about Sam Raimi, man. Obviously, now I will a couple other things I want to talk about Sam Raimi before we get into the rest of the movie. Now a lot of people have been saying that this is the MCU's first horror movie. It really isn't. It is still a superhero movie first and foremost. But a funny story is, like, actually when I left the theater, which we'll talk about which by the way, the crowd for when I saw this movie was fucking dead. I thought I somehow slipped into Lafayette, Louisiana, with how dead this crowd was. Seriously, no reaction to basically anything in the movie. Like, bruh, I mean, I guess that's what I get for waiting a week to see this movie, but yeah, I was hoping I would still get a decent crowd from the movie, but nah. The crowd was fucking dead throughout the entire movie, man. Seriously. Like, at least, like, especially, like, I'm like, God, like, when, like, Wong makes his entrance and no one's cheering, I'm like, God damn, this feels wrong, man. Come on, people. Make something, you know, but there was, like, only maybe, like, a couple pops throughout the entire movie, and even then they were small, man, and I was probably making most of the noise. But, yeah, we'll talk more about that later, but yeah. Crowd, dead. The crowd was dead for this movie, man, but whatever. Anyway, so as I was saying, after we left the theater and we were waiting for my mom to get out of the bathroom, I overheard one of the guys saying that this is a better horror movie than it's a superhero movie, which, I mean, like I said, this movie isn't really a horror movie. It definitely has its horror elements, but I will say the horror bits, the horror section of the movie are without the best parts of the movie, man. Seriously, we'll talk more about that in the spoiler discussion, but yo, the horror scenes in this movie are without a phenomenal, man, and they're definitely the best parts of the movie. And, yo, this movie's also surprisingly graphic. Like, yo, I take back every single slander thing I've ever seen about the PG-13 rating. Sam Raimi proves that there's a lot you can do with it, man, because, bro, this movie is graphic. It's probably the most graphic, goriest PG-13 movie I've ever seen in my life, man. Seriously, since, like, Princess Mononoke, man, I've never seen a movie this gory that's got a PG-13, man. It's even probably more gory than Princess Mononoke, man, but, yeah. This movie was awesome, and the horror scenes are the best part of it. Now that I'm done sucking Sam Raimi's dick, and I have sang my praises on Sam Raimi and how he did an amazing job with the movie and how great this movie is, let's talk about the rest of it. So, let's talk about the cast. Benedict Cumberbatch, fucking amazing as Doctor Strange. As you guys know, I rewatched the first one last week just to more or less refresh my memory and to kind of fill the voids. And I had to wait another week to see this movie because I refused to watch this movie and anything less than IMAX, especially IMAX 3D. When I saw that my local Cinemark was having, because I didn't know they were still doing 3D. I hadn't in the 4 or 5 years or however long I've been here, I've never once seen the Cinemark I go to with the IMAX screen do an IMAX 3D. So I just thought they didn't do it, and I was fully expecting that we would have to go to LA or something to go watch Avatar 2 in IMAX 3D, but they actually doing it. They did it for this one, so obviously we're going to be doing it for Avatar 2, and bro, the 3D in the movie looks fucking incredible. Anyway, but we'll talk more about Avatar later. Anyway, I rewatched the first one. It was pretty cool watching that one and seeing how much more comfortable Benedict Cumberbatch has got into the role of Stephen Strange since there throughout Infinity War, Endgame, No Way Home, and of course here. But yo, his performance in this movie is fucking fantastic, man. And yeah, but then there's Elizabeth Olsen. Now y'all know I mentioned this in my WandaVision review that I said that was her best performance. I like to take that back. This is her best performance ever. Like, legit. This woman was so good in this movie, I dare say she should be nominated for Best Actress. She should be nominated for Best. I'm going to say it right now. This woman should be nominated for Best Actress, man, and she should win. I know it's probably not going to happen because it's Marvel. Hell, I was even saying the same for Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Give my man his nomination as well. I'm not going to be pushing for him as much as I am for Robert Pattinson for the Batman, but his performance in the movie was fucking incredible too, man. Seriously. Phenomenal work from Benedict Cumberbatch, man. And who knows, maybe he will get a nomination. I mean, he got nominated last year for Power of the Dog. So who knows? Maybe they'll like him enough to nominate for Doctor Strange. Doubtful, but who knows? You know. But Elizabeth Olsen, yes, this woman should get nominated for Best Actress. She is fucking incredible in this movie. And yo, what Sam Raimi does with Wanda and the Scarlet Witch in general, man, bro. We'll obviously talk more about her in the spoilers discussion, but yo, fucking incredible, man. I loved Elizabeth Olsen. Her performance was absolutely incredible, man. And yeah, man, she's fucking amazing, man. And I would definitely say she's the best villain in the entire MCU. Even better than Kingpin and the rest of the Netflix characters, man. She is the best in the entire MCU, man. She is fucking amazing in this movie. And yeah, Elizabeth Olsen, man, shout out to that one, man. She gave her best performance, and she should be nominated for Best Actress. I'm not going to try to pronounce her name. The girl that plays America Chavez, I thought she was great. Let's talk about America Chavez. That's like one of the few things I can't talk about this movie without having to be super vague. But, yeah, America Chavez, as you guys, I might have mentioned this before in my reactions to the trailers. This was the movie that was serving as my introduction to America Chavez. I basically knew nothing of this woman before this movie, outside of just knowing her name. And like, oh yeah, there's one of Marvel's new diversity characters was called America Chavez. And I gotta say, I really liked America Chavez in this movie. I thought she was really cool. I liked her character. I thought the actress that played her, she did a great job, man. And I would definitely be down to see more of America Chavez, whether it's in Doctor Strange 3 or something else, man. She is amazing, man. I loved her, and I definitely hope we see more of America Chavez later on in the MCU and something else. So yeah, she was cool. I liked her. In case you're wondering, yes, Bruce Campbell does get a cameo, and it's fucking amazing. It's probably my favorite out of all of his superhero cameos. I loved him in this movie. It's fucking amazing. I loved him. Rachel McAdams, I also as Christine, I thought she was great as well. Yeah, you guys follow me on Letterboxd. I mentioned this in my review for the first Doctor Strange when I rewatched it last week. That I also completely forgot she was even in the first movie when the What If episode aired. But I have to rewatch it. I loved her character, and I was like, yo, I hope we see more of her in the movie. And yeah, we do see a lot more of her character in Multiverse, man, and she's amazing, man. I loved her character. I love her relationship with Doctor Strange. And yeah, hopefully we see more of her again in the third one. Hopefully. But yeah, she's awesome, man. The rest of the cast I thought was great as well. There's obviously other characters that we want to talk about. I won't talk about here, but you know, those are cool as well, man. The horror section I mentioned before are fucking amazing, man. I love those best parts of the movie. The action scenes are really well done. Of course, Danny Elfman's score. Of course, it's fucking amazing, man. It's Stanley fucking Elfman, the guy in the Spider-Man movies. I was so happy when he was also coming back into this movie as well with Sam Raimi, like a whole reunion of the original Spider-Man cast, of the original Spider-Man crew, man. And yeah, man, he's fucking awesome. I love the music for this movie, and I thought his score was really well done, man. So yeah, that was great. Love the opening, love the opening, and I mentioned how great the action scenes are, and just the camera work in general is all awesome, man. But yeah, that's about all I can say about the movie that without getting into spoilers. But now, a couple negatives I do have with the movie include one thing that kind of annoyed me was, as you guys saw in the trailer, that Mordo was in the movie. I'm annoyed that because that little dangling thread from the first movie about Mordo being like taking away the other like members who have like that guy that didn't know that used magic to walk again. He's like, there should be no more sorcerers. Once again, even in this movie, that is still left the dangling thread because the Mordo that we see in this movie is not the same Mordo we saw in the first Doctor Strange. That's all I'm going to say about him there. And I was kind of annoyed that, once again, that dangling thread from the first movie is still left completely unanswered and not even mentioned again. We don't even see him how he is in the MCU universe. Maybe they'll finally acknowledge that and build off of it in the third movie. Probably not. It looks probably not from the post-credit scene, but yeah, that kind of annoyed me. I kind of wish we finally got to see, finally followed up on that. And there's also another thing that kind of annoyed me, but I'll save that for a spoilers discussion because it's kind of a spoiler. But yeah, there was something else that kind of annoyed me when they were traveling the multiverse, and we'll talk about that later. But besides that, man, and also like I mentioned before, the crowd was dead, but that's not a flaw of the movie. That's more of the theater I was in. But yeah, man, this movie's fucking amazing. Without the best MCU movie ever, one of the best Marvel movies ever made, man, and definitely my favorite movie of the year so far. And I will say that I did like this more than the Batman. This is dethroned the Batman as my favorite movie of the year. Although Avatar 2 will then probably dethrone that one when that drops at the end of the year, which I'm so excited for. But yeah, man, we will now jump right into the spoilers discussion. So for all you guys that do not want to be spoiled, leave now. We are going to get into spoilers. We are going to talk about massive spoilers, man. So yeah, if you don't want to get spoiled, leave now. For everyone else, let's just jump right in, boys. So first thing we got to talk about. Let's talk about Wanda a little bit more because I love her character. Her whole characterization in the movie and her whole drive for this entire movie is that she wants to just be reunited with her kids from WandaVision. We know she created them when she went with what happened in Westview with Vision and everything that happened in WandaVision. That's her whole goal. She wants to travel the multiverse so she can finally be with her kids because they exist in basically every other reality. I really like what they did with her, and I really dug what their characterization, how she just wants to be with her kids again. Especially that scene at the end of the movie when America just shoves her in one of the universes where she does have her kids, when that universe's Wanda is still there, and she realizes what she's become, as a Scarlet Witch and everything. That whole scene was really well done, and like I already said, Elizabeth Olsen's performance is fucking incredible, man. I loved her there, man. She looked, oh my god, her performance, seriously. Please, for the love of God, please tell me this woman will get nominated for Best Actress for the Oscars next year. Please, I am begging you, let this woman get nominated. I know it's not going to happen because it's the MCU, but god damn it, I hope she does, man. She's so fucking good in this movie, man. Now, of course, let's talk about the main thing, the Illuminati. Let's talk about the Illuminati. So, this was obviously revealed in the 30-second teaser that got dropped, that Marvel dropped a couple days before the movie fully got released. And I was like, yo, we got in the Illuminati. Hell yeah, the Illuminati. Which for the uninitiated, this was like a whole thing in the comics where like Reed, Iron Man, Namor, Black Panther, and a couple other characters, Professor X, I think so, Captain America later joined, where they would kind of like be like these shadow men pulling the strings of the Marvel Universe, to like do certain things so others didn't like complete the shadow man. It was pretty cool, man, honestly. And I was so hyped that we were going to see them in the movie. That we're going to see this movie. But I was like, hell yeah, we're getting the Illuminati. So that was cool. Obviously, as we all saw in the trailers, Patrick Stewart is back as Professor X. They even played the 90s X-Men theme, which, that actually had me pop, man. Like I said, the crowd didn't really do much, but I was so hyped when I saw Patrick Stewart and they actually played the... I was like, oh. Now, this is probably a one and done for Patrick Stewart. We're probably not going to see him again in the MCU. They'll probably get someone else to play the MCU's Professor X, but just that we got to see him in the MCU, man, that was fucking awesome, man. Seriously, that was so cool, and I'm so happy we did get to see him in the MCU, if it was just for one time. We also got to see another couple other characters that got introduced into the Illuminati. We already checked. Captain Carter was already confirmed because we saw her shield. Black Bolt, who it was a member of the Illuminati in the comics, was here. I really dug him. This actually did get spoiled. This actually did get spoiled on. I did see like this popped up my recommended. That Black Bolt was in the movie, and I was so happy. I was like, because when I saw Black Bolt was in there, I was like, ooh, are we also going to get Namor too? Are we going to see an alternate version of Iron Man and T'Challa too? Maybe someone can maybe test the waters of maybe bringing him in there for the MCU, because we all know about the production issues with Wakanda Forever. I'm still hoping that Shuri takes over, because I just want to drink the salt here. Everyone on Twitter has been bitching about that, but like, oh no, how did she not take the vaccine? Chadwick Boseman. These motherfuckers, y'all don't know what Chadwick Boseman. Have you seen this Lowe's text? Like, shut your damn mouth, dude. People wagging your finger at her, act like you know Chadwick Boseman, that woman. Shut the fuck up. Get off your high horse, man. Seriously, when I was seeing those tweets, man, when the production was still going for Wakanda Forever, people waggling their fingers at her, fucking sickening, man. Act like they know Chadwick Boseman, that woman. I think she. Anyway, that's a rant for another day, man. But that kind of annoying, man. I'm hoping that she ends up taking over as the Black Panther of the MCU, because I just want to just drink their salty tears. But we'll have to wait and see what happens when Wakanda Forever finally comes out. We'll have to wait and see what they're doing with that one, because with all the productions. But yeah, that was gonna be interesting. But So yeah, we didn't get Namor, unfortunately. There's been rumors of him coming to the MCU recently with like Black Panther 2. So I was kind of hoping that maybe we get to see him in this one. This would be his introduction, but no, we did not get Namor or an alternate version of Iron Man, because I also thought we might have gotten Iron Man because of the robots. They didn't look like Iron Man suits, and they even call themselves like Ultron, or like one of the guys says he's calling Ultron or something. So I thought later in the movie, so but we ended up not seeing any mention of Iron Man or Tony Stark or anything of that sort. But obviously, we also saw Maria Rambeau is the Captain Marvel of this universe, which that was pretty shocking, because I thought, because at first, you guys know, I saw this in the trailers, I had first assumed that this was Carol. I thought this was Carol, and she was going to be in this movie, and we were going to see Brie Larson. I'm like, yes, Sam Raimi gets his hands on Carol. She is safe. But also then upon looking at it again, I'm like, yeah, that's not Carol. I thought it was Monica, because that was Monica, because you guys know, or Spectrum, as she's known in the comics now, because, you know, of the Marvels, and of course, having WandaVision, I thought maybe it would have been her. This was all when I was still assuming this was all in the actual main MCU universe before the movie came out. I saw the movie, and it was revealed that this is actually an alternate universe with the Illuminati. Which is also, this is where the mood with the Mordo is from. He's from this universe, and he is a sorcerer supreme of this universe. Which is like why I was kind of annoyed, because I really like what they set up with him at the end of the movie. It's to be like the next villain, but obviously it seems like that's never going to get resolved or anything. Not even mentioned about Mordo wanting to kill all or kill all the sorcerers or anything. No, maybe we'll see in the third movie. Who knows? But yeah, I wish they would follow up on that finally. But anyway, so I was shocked that. But then so I thought it was Monica for the last time. Then when I saw the movie, I was like, oh, it's Maria. Okay, because she's dead in the current MCU. So I was kind of shocked that it was actually Maria that was actually the Captain Marvel of that universe. And then of course we got the big shocker one, the one that I thankfully didn't get spoiled for me, was Reed Richards, played by John Krasinski. I was so happy when I saw this. I popped big for. I popped big for him because you guys know that this man, as well as Emily Blunt, have been fan casted as Mr. Fantastic and Invisible Woman for years now, and I have been one of those people, especially after I saw the Quiet Place movies. I was like, yes, these are your Mr. and Mrs. Fantastic. Hire them, bring them into the MCU. And we get it here. Now, this is no confirmation that he is going to be the Reed Richards of the MCU, but considering he has mentioned that he's down to playing him and that John wants to step down for Fantastic Four, this is the perfect opportunity for John Krasinski to step in and take on the role of director and, of course, star in the movie. Will we get that? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care at this point. I'm just happy we got him. We just got him, even if it was for this one time. And the suit looks so fucking cool, too. It was so cool to see the Fantastic Four outfit, him doing the thing, man. Like, bro, that was... honestly, when I heard that the Illuminati were in this movie, and obviously we knew Patrick Stewart was going to be in there, and it looks like he was going to be playing Professor X, that also made me want, like, oh, are we going to get Reed Richards in here, too? I thought they were going to bring back the actor from the original Fantastic Four movies from, 2004 and whatnot, which... honestly, I don't really get the hate for those early Fantastic Four movies. I think they're pretty good, man. I enjoy those early Fantastic Four movies, but that's just me. But yeah, that was cool. I thought they were going to bring it was him, so you go back to my surprise when it was actually John Krasinski. Funny story, actually. One of the things that did get spoke to me was when Black Bolt kills that universe's Doctor Strange, because in the video title, like, I think it was like Doctor Strange dies. I was like, God damn it, the ending has been ruined to me. So you can imagine my relief when I saw that, and we were only like halfway through, and I was like, oh, thank God the ending hasn't been spoiled for me. And I was like, oh, thank God, nothing major has been spoiled for me. But yeah, I loved how they handled Black Bolt's powers, and I thought that was really cool, man. So yeah, that was cool. I loved what we saw of the Illuminati. I thought Black Bolt's outfit looked amazing. And yeah, I was happy that we got to see the Illuminati. And I love that we got to see John Krasinski. We got to see Patrick Stewart, Black Bolt, which I'm sure made the Inhuman fans very happy, because we all remember what happened to the ABC series. So I'm sure Inhumans fans were very happy to see Black Bolt done good. I think. I don't know. I don't know the Inhumans. So, but that was cool. I loved his design, man. It was cool that we got to see Black Bolt and actually see his powers. I thought they did a really good job of showing off his powers. But then of course, Wanda kills them all off, and like they all die in gruesome ways. Like Maria gets crushed to death. Captain Carter gets fucking sliced in half with her own shield. I was like, damn. Reed gets silly string, gets stretched out to death or whatever. Man, that one was pretty brutal. What else? Oh yeah, and with Black Bolt, they just straight up rip out Agent Smith's trick from the Matrix, where they remove his mouth and he like his head explodes. Like bro, it was like goddamn. And then of course you had you had Wong like getting like ripping out the eyeball of that squid creature, which I was like, god damn, y'all got away with that. And then of course you had the Doctor Strange in that universe or another universe where there was an incursion gets fucking impaled. Like bro, yo man, this movie got surprisingly graphic, man. Seriously. Like I said, man, this movie does a lot with the PG-13 rating. But yeah, that was fucking awesome, man. Oh yeah, the horror. Let's talk about the horror section. So the horror section of the movie, like I already mentioned, were real good. I already mentioned what they did with with Wanda and like what happened with the Illuminati, where she kills them all up. You have the one where she like snapped Patrick Stewart's neck when they like go inside each other's heads, and when she's getting chased, when she's chasing them down. But I was the highlight of them is when she gets to Carmitage and like she gets like surrounded in this wall of mirrors and she's like killing them off, and then she like gets out of like this like the dong thing, and she's like coming out of it like it's straight ripped out of the ring, and I popped big for when she came out of that thing like fucking Sadako or was it Kaiko. Either way, the chick from the ring comes out of the TV, man. I was like, yo, this is right out of the ring, man. Glad to know my man Sam Raimi likes his J-Har, man. Seriously. That was fucking awesome, man. That one was pretty cool. There's probably a couple other horror sections I'm missing out on, but yeah. The horror sections of movies, man, were fucking amazing. That one was a highlight for me when she's coming out of the thing like fucking Sadako from the Ring movies. That one was awesome, man. That was because y'all know I love my J-horror. But yeah, now let's talk about the multiversal thing that I mentioned I had an issue with. So, we find out that I guess canonically, the MCU's universe in the multiverse of the MCU is 616. Which you guys know, if you guys are knowledgeable of the comics, is the same as the main prime Earth of the Marvel Comics, and that is the main universe where all the Marvel Comics take place. I have a very big issue with this, because the MCU already has an official Earth name, number, whatever the fuck you want to call it. They are considered Earth 199999, not 616. That is the name of the main comic universe. And this annoys, and now you might think that this is just the insane ramblings of a hardcore Marvel fan, that I am pitching about nothing, and this is something that I shouldn't be complaining about. Honestly, I don't really hate this. This is more of an annoyance thing than anything else with me, but I'm still very annoyed by this because 616 is the name of the main Marvel universe from the comics. Like legit, the same thing happened with Far From Home. I was legit like ranting to one of my friends, my man Eli, on the DMs. Was like, bro, how could the MCU be Earth 616 of the main universe? That doesn't make any sense because of what's going on in the comics. This was back when Hunted was still going, so this was back in 2018 or whatever. But then of course it was revealed when Far From Home came out, that that was all bullshit from Mysterio. I'm like, okay, whatever. But because this is actually in the Multiverse of Madness from an alternate universe, and they are calling the MCU universe 616, I'm like, why? That is the comics universe. Now, some of you might be saying, oh, they called it that. They called it that because 616 is easier to remember than 19999 for the normie simpletons out there. Which, yes, fine, maybe. But when your main audience is still 70% plus hardcore Marvel fans from the comics who know Earth 616 is the main comic universe, this makes no damn sense that you are calling the MCU this number, because that belongs to the comics when you've already given the MCU its own official Earth number. So I don't think it's wrong of me to assume or want you to call it by that number, not 616, and just contradict yourself. Am I insane? Does anyone else find this annoying? Like that they just don't call the MCU what it is? Like, because when you call it 616, what the fuck is the actual 616 universe? Does that universe just not exist? In the canon of the MCU, does the main prime Marvel Comics universe not exist? Which by extension, does that mean the MCU doesn't exist in the comics multiverse? Like, I know this. I probably sound like I'm talking crazy here, and this is just the insane ramblings of a hardcore mafia. But this bugged me. This really bugged me. I'm like, you already have an official Earth number. Why don't you just call it that instead of 616, which is from the comics? That's the main Marvel universe. This does not make sense. These are two different universes. Why are they named? Why are you calling them the same thing? Does anyone else feel this way, or am I just going insane, man? Seriously. But yeah, that annoyed me when they called it that, because I'm like, oh, now it's officially canon, I guess, that the MCU is Earth 616, even though you already have an official number. But whatever. Maybe, like I said, I'm not pissed about this or anything. I'm just annoyed that they just don't call it what it is, what the MCU is already known as. But whatever, I digress. I'm sure some of y'all probably think I'm crazy just ranting about that and just splitting my hairs over nothing, but yeah, that annoyed me because I'm like, y'all don't know that's the main comics universe. What the fuck? Why are you calling it that? But anyway, the many rants aside about how the fuck this now works with the main Marvel universe being called 616. Whatever. That annoyed me. But yeah, let's talk about the post-credit scenes, I guess. Also, love the part when Doctor Strange like uses the dark magic book. I forget what it's called, where he like summons the dead Doctor Strange, and like Sam Raimi goes full campy old school horror movie with the lightning and then the zombie Strange's hand rising out of the grave and taking himself. Like, bro, that shit was fucking awesome, man. But yeah, I almost forgot to mention that was another scene I love. Another like one of the horror scenes I love, man. Seriously, all the horror scenes in Multiverse Madness were the best parts of the movie. Whether it was what happened with Wanda with the ring, or whatever, or the other stuff. Which actually, I don't know if any of y'all noticed this, but if you were actually paying attention to the background whenever they were inside, when Wanda went to any of the other multiverses to visit her kids, you can notice in the background they're always watching Disney movies, and I'm pretty sure they even have an old school original Xbox 360 and a fat PS3 in the background if you're paying attention, because I noticed, it's like, wait, is that an Xbox 360, a PS3 that they got playing there? These kids got culture. But yeah, that was pretty cool. But anyway, let's talk about the post-credit scenes and what this could lead to. So we ended the movie off with Doctor Strange after everything has gone down, and Doctor Strange is kind of like, I think he might be back as a Sorcerer Supreme or whatever. I don't know. It seemed like the ending kind of made it seem like, oh, maybe he's like done being Superman. Obviously he's not. Where he like comes out in regular clothing and he fixed the watch. Which also I gotta say, I also loved a lot of, and I also loved how a lot of the characterization for the characters and how there's definitely a lot more layers to the character that we didn't see in the first movie. Like I mentioned what they did with Wanda, with her wanting to be reunited with her kids that she created from WandaVision, be with them in an alternate universe so she can be with her kids again. Which also gotta say, I think I mentioned this before, the performances from the kid actors, which I believe these are the same kid actors from WandaVision, they did a fantastic job, man. They were great. So shout out to them. But anyway, after all that with Doctor Strange, he fixes his watch, and it seems like all's good. We also find out that he had a sister that died because she fell from like some frozen fell into a frozen lake because the ice broke. That whole scene was really well done, man. Benedict Cumberbatch performed that. It's seriously, I love little things like that. How much more human, I guess you could say, the characters are with Multiverse Madness. Not just with Wanda wanting to be reunited with her kids, but also scenes like that with Doctor Strange wanting to be with his sister, and of course we see when they're in. I believe this was the same universe as the Illuminati was in, where we find out kind of like a date that he had with Christine when he got his watch, and it seems like he was also like suffering with like a student loan debt. I'm sure from being a medical student, and that's how when she gave him the watch. And that scene was really well done. Then of course we find out with America Chavez when her powers first broke out, man. Which one thing I was kind of interested about because you guys may have heard that this movie got banned in a bunch of countries like Saudi Arabia and a couple of. And I thought it was probably has something to do with America Chavez being one of the main characters. Then when the movie actually began, I noticed she had like the LGBT pride flag pinned on her jacket. I'm like, oh, is she like a lesbian or something? That's what my original thought, because like I said, I didn't.
Like a little present from the underground, just for me. There's one. Just need to snap the plate.
Got it. Now for the moment of truth. The truck's legit. Keep looking.
Gotta get close for a clear picture.
Okay, running the plate. Bingo! Follow that truck.
Listen, all I'm saying is don't make me look like an idiot in front of Joe, right? He's running this.
Stealing boys. These kids are looking forward to this stuff.
Hey, I didn't get presents as a kid. I turned out fine.
Right. Sounds like they're stealing toys for some sort of deal. And this Joe is the one in charge. How am I gonna find him?
If you can grab pictures of their faces, I'll run them through facial recognition software and see if we get a match.
Okay. Sounds like I gotta use camo if I'm gonna get in close. I don't think the face is clear enough.
All right, checking the police database. This one's clean. Nice photo, though. Cross-referencing. Hold, please. No history of crime here. Try again. Nice! Running the photo. That's our Joe. Follow him.
touch anything! I'll be right there!
That must be the buyers.
Once they're together, you can take out the whole operation.
This season.
Stealing toys from kids? Were you guys trying to get on the top of my butt-kicking list? Way to be in the spirit of the holidays, guys.
Time to teach you a lesson! He's mine!
Actually, I took the Spider-Man oath, so I think I can speak for him here.
Get over here!
The holidays are saved! Now, just check the truck and make sure the toys are still there.
Hands off the merchandise!
Genki, I found the toys. Just cleaning up some stragglers.
Cool. You got this, buddy.
Gonna end you!
That's it. I'm taking my toys, and I'm going home.
Come here! Can't take all of us! I'm gonna pound you!
Hey, Sam, I found the toys. I'm sending you the location, but they're all safe and sound at the docks in Midtown.
Ah, I'm so glad to hear that. On my way over right now.
Can't thank you enough, Spider-Man. You just saved the holidays for a lot of kids. I'll make sure these toys get back safely.
Glad I could help, Sam. You have yourself a happy holiday.
Doesn't get much better than thwarting a gang of toy thieves and saving the holidays for kids.
You said it. And I couldn't have done it without you, bro.
Okay, boss. What's the plan?
Finn's family has a repair shop in Midtown. She used to do all her work there. If I'm lucky, she still does.
Wouldn't it be easier to just call her and talk?
I don't think so, man. Seeing her on the bridge, I don't know that person. I need to figure out why she's doing all this.
Alright, man. Do what you feel is right. Keep me posted. Hey, man.
I should call Genki. Fill him in.
Hey, did you find anything in Finn's shop?
Yeah. I know why she's doing all this. Something happened to her brother. Something bad.
Man.
Rick was working at Rock Scientist on Newform.
Whoa.
And it looks like Newform was making him sick.
Simon Krieger's been telling everyone how safe it is.
Finn and her brother tried to shut down the prototype reactor. Prevent further development. Okay, I'm back. Rick was leading the team on Newform development, and he and his co-workers all got sick from it.
What happened?
Don't know. Yet. Finn recorded the whole thing on her phone, but then she lost it inside the lab. I'm on my way to get it.
Listen, I'm right here. Call if you need me.
Will do.
stopped amid rush hour traffic. Thank heaven no lives were lost. But we can't be that lucky every time. What if this incident had happened a few days later, during the so-called storm of the century the 5 o'clock news won't stop jabbering about? From disaster to bedlam in a snap. And there's plenty of blame to go around, including these underground thugs. That being said, it'd be a dereliction of my duty if I didn't point out that the Underground's attack was little more than an armored car heist until Spider-Man's bratty little sidekick showed up and tried to...